Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for Wednesday, the 27th of March. All right, now what we're experiencing is really challenging conditions. And what I'm talking about is just really slow markets, okay? The majors are just drifting sideways. There's no major, news out at the moment, okay? Just looking at the core market conditions. So dollar index, well, the US dollar is lacking direction here. And all the currencies have now, what's been happening, I'd say the last few months, we get 1 or 2 days of where the currencies have direction, and then all of a sudden they drift back into the range. Now, at the moment, the Kiwi, which is quite interesting for us because there are some key Kiwi events starting today, it does have a slight upward bias, more so than all the other currencies. So we could see something quite interesting there. Core market driver, well, Brexit is still dominating everything. The US-China trade issue is still there, but it's not really coming up on the news services. So it's something that we have to keep an eye on. And actually, looks like the Chinese president is out in Europe at the moment, almost trying to do a few deals to secure some backing to sort of challenge the US. Anyway, we'll see how that plays out. But basically, it's pretty tough going at the moment. And this is where you have to be patient. This is where professional traders are very good at just sitting on their hands, turning their screens on, see what's happening, and then turn them off. Now, upcoming events over the next 24 hours, well, the RBNZ interest rate decision and statement is definitely going to be the key event for the Asian session. You come into the European session, and we've got slim pickings, but Draghi is speaking at the ECB. It's called like the Market Watchers or something, some conference. So keep an eye on that. That could sort of really come into play. And then there's no real North American releases. So once again, the markets are just going to drift sideways somewhat. And if you I'll just flick you over here to the charts and I'll just give you a look at and try and talk you through what's going on here. So, I mean, the Aussie overall is just trading sideways. Let me just adjust that pen. And this is the Kiwi. So you can sort of see we are coming into a bit of a climax here where we've got it's trading sideways. If you're an old, analyst, you'd be calling this like the wedge or the pennant. And the potential move for the top side, downside, what we need is a fundamental driver, and we've got the biggest one for New Zealand, the RBNZ. So that's going to be the key opportunity today. Now, dollar yen, we had the move down. It's now drifting back into the range. We've got a very weak trend line here, which is just trading sideways through. So, no real specific direction here. Euro, we had the drift down. Now it's going sideways. Now it's starting to move lower again. I think still the ECB, out of all the central banks, still has that sort of slightly dovish stance. So it makes sense to me for the euro to keep going lower. And in actual fact, with that sort of structure, I mean, you can sort of almost see where that next resistance line is sort of building from. Going off yesterday's high, you're probably looking at potentially getting short back up towards 113.10. Although it would be great to see some more fundamental news to see if the dollar's going up or if euro's going up or down, either or. Brexit, well, I mean, you can draw trend lines on sterling, but it is just hacking away, massive ranges, choppy trade action. Dollar CAD had its sort of day in the sun. It's now drifting lower as oil rallies back towards $60, drifting back into the middle of the range there as well. So really, overall, we don't have a hell of a lot to play with. It is the last week of the month, okay? Bear that in mind. And we are sort of lacking, those core fundamental drivers. But they will start next week. And don't forget, even this week, starting with the RBNZ interest rate decision and statement today, we do have a roll-on of key Kiwi events. The NBNZ business outlook numbers tomorrow. And then we've got they are the final GDP numbers for the US and the UK, but they have potential to come in and impact. Probably the Canadian GDP numbers on Friday may be the catalyst for a decent move. And just while I'm there, highlight the Eurozone CPI flash estimate. Once again, this is a number. I mean, if inflation keeps falling off the face of the earth there in Eurozone, then that's going to give us a potential momentum shift in Euro and a potential opportunity there as well. All right, guys, that's it for me. It's as I said, this is where your training and your persistence and patience really comes into play. So hang in there. Good trading conditions coming up. If you are available in the Asia session, check out that Kiwi. I mean, this is potentially a very loose event. The Kiwi, has generally smaller liquidity, which means greater volatility. So if you are looking to get into a potential opportunity here in the Kiwi, okay, we do have a bit of direction on the top side. Looking at this event, you probably want to reduce your trade size to give yourself a better chance of staying in the position. All right, guys, that's it from me. Have a good trade day. We'll see you in the 247 trade zone. Cheerio.